What's up everyone? Welcome to the Azuero Adventures gear review. My name is Brian. I'm a professional trail, river, and jungle guide here on the wild southern coast of the Azuero Peninsula in Panama. We're going to be testing all sorts of gear, things that we've tested personally and has held up to the rigors of this tropical environment. So let's get started. The first ever piece of equipment we're going to review, and something that's in our kit that I feel like I cannot go without, are the Bedrock Cairn Evo 3D Pros. This sandal is one of the most rugged and versatile sandals I've ever used, and something that has been stress tested over the last 2 years in all sorts of environments, in jungles, in rivers, in mountains, in mud, sand, ocean, anything you can imagine, in the most remote places in some of the jungles in Panama, and have just put up an incredible show here. So let's take a closer look at these sandals. So first, we're gonna look at these sandals that are 2 years old. So after 2 years of hard use, we can see that the sandal is very much intact. We're talking about many days a week in through the rivers, up and down through heavy clay soils, mud, 5-6 days a week in many cases for the course of 2 years. So the soles are still holding up very, very well. You still see a good contour on the lugs. The strapping systems are all intact, very strong still. I still use these every day. There's a little tiny bit of delamination on the front after several years, 2 years, but this is to be expected. Bedrock has an amazing repair and resoling program. Unfortunately, because of where we are, we cannot send those in for that repair and resoling program. But if you're in the US, this is a great program for you to take advantage of if you have these sandals. We love that they're manufactured in the USA. We love that there's a commitment there to sustainability and repairing and resoling sandals that are existing. So that's a big plus for this company, Bedrock here. So now that we've seen what these look like after 2 years of professional hard abuse, let's take a look at what's inside of the box of these brand new Bedrocks. Just looking at the outside of the box, it looks like there's not a lot of flair in the packaging. Really simple, clean packaging. I love these designs. Feels very holistic, earthy. The ink itself is an algae ink, so it's not using any kind of artificial chemicals in the processing. So let's open this up. Very simple packaging inside. Comes with a instruction manual, adjustment guide, care guide, warranty, and the resole and repair program. The resole and repair, again, is one of our biggest pluses for this product. It shows a really good commitment to sustainability, and this company is committed to 1% for the planet as well. So a lot of sustainability initiatives here, and it really shows in the packaging. Not that they're just saying that they're doing this, but really actually doing it with their products. So just looking right out of the box, these look so nice, have good flexibility. You can see the size of these lugs on these. So this is really gonna give us this versatile traction. These on the front and the back are gonna give us that nice traction on slippery rocks, but these lugs are gonna give us that versatility in both mud, clay, jungle soils, and in rivers, which is really what we're doing. In our particular use case, we're in all sorts of different terrain, so this is absolutely critical for us as professional trail guides and jungle guides. What I like about this product just from the start is in our 3-point strapping system. This really holds your foot down, and initially I was skeptical about this thong in the center, but if you size this shoe right, the thong really doesn't rub against the inside of the webbing of your toes, and can keep our foot really well stuck in here. So on top of the 3D surface and this kind of surfacing on the footbed, we're gonna get a really strong connection with this 3-point strap system. Another big feature that I really like is this mechanical sort of G-hook adjustment strap system. This is absolutely killer for us. You can see that after 2 years, they've held up just fine to all sorts of weather and abuse. So this is a really nice feature, this adjustment strap system that's fail-proof. It's very sturdy, very strong, something that really doesn't go bad. So this for me is a huge plus. So you adjust these straps on both sides here, and then this is our quick release on this side. So this is gonna open back up, and we'll be able to put our foot in and cinch it closed. So again, very simple design, very strong design. The simplicity really is a huge plus for this shoe. A lot of shoes that have a lot of extra fanfare, all sorts of gimmicky features, they're all things that are gonna break under sustained use and pressure, and there's really not a lot of extra here. So this sandal is made for what it's made for, and there's not a whole lot else going on. This is a really simple, strong design that I love quite a bit. So when your foot goes in this, you can see that the construction is super solid. Everything's held together really nice. When you get your foot into this, you feel so secure with the 3D pattern and the 3-point strapping system. I've done all sorts of rock scrambling and jungle trains with this shoe, and I'm so happy with its performance. So let's take a look at it side by side here. Side by side, we can see the ones that are 2 years of use and brand new out of the box. So really, when you look at this shoe side by side, after 2 years of heavy use, there's really not a whole lot of degradation of the product, a lot less than you'd expect from that kind of use. Hundreds, if not 1,000+ kilometers on these sandals on the right. So really have done quite well over the last 2 years holding up to this kind of terrain and environment. A big feature of this that I really like for the work that we're doing, because we're in the tropics and because it's wet and humid and we're spending a lot of time in humid jungles and rivers, this open toe is definitely something we need to look at. There's a lot of hiking sandals that are gonna have that enclosed toe. I've found that over time, my foot tends to stay too humid and I end up getting foot problems in my toes because of that enclosure of the toe. So this open format is really nice for this environment. Definitely recommend them for the tropics. Again, really nice platform, very durable shoe. We're gonna be taking a really close look at this 3-point strapping system. It is dumping rain out, so this is a good time to be doing this. And when we look up close at this is that hook and loop system. When you first get these out of the box, you're gonna have to make the adjustment yourself. You can play around with them, but find that really nice size that fits for you. This is gonna be pretty critical for your comfort later on, so just take the time to really adjust them well. But since I have my old set, I'm just gonna hook them in the same spot where the old ones were. You can see that once this gets hooked in, there's really no need to adjust it. So this has been like this since the moment I got them out of the box and adjusted them. So this slides like that, and you're gonna hook in, and then that stays like that. So there's no need to move this or adjust this afterwards. This is fixed. Last one, slide that in. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. That slips in there. All right, so these are adjusted now and ready for me to put my foot in them. Okay, these are really easy to get on and off. All we're gonna do is we're gonna slip our foot in like this, undo this main adjustment strap, get our foot into there, and cinch this thing down. And that's that. Really quick and easy system for getting these on and off. And then once your foot's in here, this thing just feels so secure here. Really nice and comfortable, solid feeling shoe. All right, it is absolutely pouring out today, and I can't think of better conditions to try these fresh Bedrocks out. It is rainy, it is muddy, the exact kind of conditions we want to stress test these sandals in, and right out of the box on my feet, feeling great, feeling secure. So let's do something a little bit more challenging to see how they feel. So right now the creek system is raging. Jump onto this clay. Look at this grip. Feeling really nice on this clay, this tricky clay soil. And going in and out of the water is just seamless. Loving how light these are feeling. Let's have a quick run up this hill in the clay and see how they go. This is heavy clay soil. This is pretty vertical, and these are doing amazing. Feeling nice in that clay, and this thing's really solid onto my foot. Man, that felt awesome. So it's great to have a fresh set of Bedrocks on my feet. Absolutely love this shoe. Feeling hyped up. Shout out to Bedrock for making a killer product for a guy like me.